before we start, I want everybody to just take a deepest breath they have taken today. Like, just whatever is on your mind, just let it go. Just let it go. Because you have tried holding it. If holding it would have helped, you might have find a solution by now. But I assume holding it is not a solution. So just take a deep breath. Okay. Excellent. Perfect. Yes. So today we will talk about how to recharge yourself. Life is already exhausting and we have so many things going on. Then this pandemic happened and then we are in the middle of chaos. Everybody. Okay. What happens is that, we have emotional baggages from God knows what time, maybe the time that we were born. We have been holding so many emotional baggages with us for so long that these bags, as we are walking in the life, we keep on carrying these bags on our shoulder, and eventually it becomes like a one burdening luggage for us. So we haven't been able to process all these emotions so far. Maybe it's not a cultural thing, or maybe it's not, what do I say, more of a South Asian thing, that we find it okay to carry as many emotional bags as we can, and we love going ahead with those bags. What happens is that our shoulders get so heavy with those bags that either we just throw it in the middle without processing it, or we keep on carrying it with us for long. So it is one way or the other. It's creating problem for your health in the long run. And then, when you are feeling that you are extremely tired, it's not because of this moment right now, it's because of some old baggages that you have been holding. So it is very important to know, to differentiate that what is happening now and what are the things that you are carrying that you shouldn't have been carrying anyways. I mean, it's been long, but you're still carrying those emotional baggages. So you have to differentiate that what is it that you're feeling right now, which can be real, which cannot be real, but at least you should be able to differentiate between all these experiences. Okay? So in my opinion, we have been carrying all these emotional baggages from way long, and we haven't processed them, and then eventually we get so tired that we reach to a point where we just break down. God forbid anybody reaches that point. Still, we have many things and many strategies that can help us. Now, going forward, I would love to acknowledge our South Asian community, because the people in South Asian community are expert in grit. Like, they will fall down, but they will come back stronger. There's a good point in this and there's a bad point in this. Good point is that, it's hard to break them down. But the bad thing is that it might take toll on someone's health there, or their family, or anyone around them, their loved ones. So I would like to acknowledge the fact that South Asians, mostly, they don't believe in such stuff which we call spirituality and mindfulness, because they have been, our South Asian community have been trained to just competition, just go get it, we have to make it happen, and we have to do no matter what it takes. So we have been raised like this. You know what I mean? I'm sure. Yes, now I can see the comments also. So yes, like that, South Asian community have been trained differently, and we are kind of very good with grit. Like, it's not easy to break down emotionally, but some way or the other, it's taking emotional toll on somebody's health, either you or your family. Not now, maybe later. So you have to be mindful about it. As much as I can appreciate the way we are raised, there are a few problems, and I don't expect everybody to, after this session, to go and start mindfulness, yoga, and go for therapies or do things which are more internally oriented, like explore their passion, explore what excites them, and so on and so forth. Okay. But what I want from this session to you is just to be more aware of yourself and your surroundings. So if, in a nutshell, if you don't know yourself, how can you expect anybody else to know you, or how do you expect to make things favorable in your way? So in today's session, we will be talking about two things mainly. One is that what is self-awareness, right? And second is that how you can recharge yourself. What are the strategies, what steps you can take? So over here, I'm just going to take 30 seconds break. I will quickly go through the comments in the meantime, and when I come back, we'll talk about self-awareness, that how you can explore yourself, and then in the second part, how you can recharge yourself. Okay, so just a quick 30 seconds break. We are back. So I can see all these good comments that are going on right now. I am sure you can see it well. You can see it as well. Yes, Rehan, absolutely right. Absolutely right. Anyways, jumping straight to the topic now. I will going to come to these comments, but towards the end, I would say, right? Okay. So self-awareness is the conscious effort that you make to know about yourself. You are being present in the moment, and you are trying to find that what is your character, how are you feeling about it, what are your thoughts, what are your skills, what are your beliefs, all such information. So it is a conscious effort that we make, or in other words, we can say that it's how clearly we see our passion, our ideas, our values, and are they fitting in with our environment? That's the second important part. That you don't have to just know about yourself. You don't have to only know about your passion, your values, but do they fit in the environment you are in? You know what happens when a girl from a Muslim countries try to follow some trends which are not very Muslim? They definitely go through a backlash, right? Or vice versa. Any community, if you're not part of it, you try to be with them, you will always have this small friction inside you. So self-awareness is about knowing yourself, and then how does it fit with your environment? So where you are born is not your choice, okay? What's your family is not your choice. So wherever you're born, that's it, okay? So the self-awareness which takes to a next level of making big difference is that how do you embrace that? You identify your passion, you identify your values, and then how does it fit with the environment you're in? You can go against your culture, your family beliefs, whatsoever for years, and then still you don't get anywhere. And then there can be another limit where you do agree to what they're saying, but you're trying to find your own ways as well in a positive way that you want. So usually self-awareness is very important when you are very anxious, that you don't know what you want, where things are going, why you're not happy, why you're not satisfied. It is only because you have not been able to find your true self. People who are unable to identify themselves are usually very anxious, can go into anger issue very easily. What else? They would try to, become defensive and so on and so forth. So these are just few examples where people do not acknowledge their true awareness or identity or what they really are. So first thing is that in self-awareness, it's a conscious effort to know about your values, your passion, and how does it fit in your environment, right? So this true match is a gold mine. Once you identify this, trust me, you can do wonders, right? We do get inspired by so many things going on social media, but not importantly, everything is for us. So here you have to pick and choose that which wars you want to choose, which wars you want to fight, and how do you want to go about your life, right? Okay, so yeah, I can see the comments, but I'll again come to this later on. Anyways, going ahead, when we talk about when we talk about self-awareness, there are two types of self-awareness. One is that how we see ourselves, and then the other is that how other people see us, right? How we see ourselves is again our own beliefs, our own thoughts, and how we fit in the environment that we are in. And how people see us is very crucial. Preferably, there has to be an alignment in both, right? For example, we feel that, we are some amazing leader, but other people don't see us as leader. Obviously, it will make things difficult for you. Vice versa, if we feel that no, we are not a leader, but other people do see you as a leader, though yes, you are getting respect, but you are unable to perform at your potential. You know what I mean? So there has to be a good alignment between how you see yourself and how other people see you. So it's very important when it comes to self-awareness, right? There was a study done that even all of us, when we are grown-up adults, we think that we know ourselves, right? We know ourselves so well that we don't want anything more to know about ourselves. In that study, where they were going through these random experiments, they found out that only 10 to 15% of the people actually fit the criteria of self-awareness. So everybody else, 90% of the people in that research, in that experiment, only thought that they are self-aware, but actually they were not self-aware. They were not sure of their beliefs, their values, their thought process, and their passion, what do they want to do in life, and so on and so forth. So be mindful that yes, we can, it's our own assumption again, yet at the end of the day, we can say that we know ourselves, but in reality, there is a room that you might not know yourself, or we don't know ourselves. In these cases, you might find some tools online which can help you a lot. You can go through these tools and you can find tools on how you can know more about yourself. Like for example, when I was doing my assessment of personality or self-awareness, before this assessment, I used to think that I'm very adaptable, that I'm very accommodating. And I didn't used to like this trait of mine, that why am I so flexible? Why things which bother other people don't bother me as such? And I'm honestly perfectly okay with so many things going around me, right? So this thing used to bother me, that why am I so accommodating? Why am I so flexible? And why don't I bother things like other people do? When I did my assessment test, I realized that flexibility was my strength. Whatever situation comes up, whatever environment comes up, I am very flexible in adjusting myself according to that situation. So that test found out that I am extremely flexible, which is my strength. Can you imagine? So something that I thought is a problem was actually a strength for me. So like this, you can identify yourself, your strength, your weaknesses, what are the things, and what create pleasure for you, what drains you down, what are your energy vampires, what excites you. So all these information is very good to know. I hope I'm making it very, very clear. Okay. Now Muhammad Rehan is saying, especially. Okay. Rehan, this is quite a big comment, so I will come back to this later, but I will surely talk about this, whatever you're saying. Let's go ahead. So we saw that what is self-awareness, okay, and then we talked about that there is internal self-awareness and there is external self-awareness, and then we talked about the percentage that people think that they know themselves, but actually 10 to 15% only is a percentage that people know about, they actually know about themselves, right? Okay, now going ahead, I will going to tell you the strategies of what you can do to recharge yourself. Number one, obviously, self-awareness is the key. You have to understand that you need to know about yourself. You need to know more about yourself. Now, people might say that, you might have heard that find yourself. You might say at times, but I don't have to find myself. I'm not lost. You might argue that, but I'm not lost. Why do I have to find myself? Sir or madam, that's the thing. At some point of time, you might feel lost a bit. People who start at 20, excellent career, amazing business, everything going on just the way they want. But suddenly they realize that, they don't know anything. Business has changed. For example, COVID happened. Many people felt lost, right? So it is a good idea to know about your strengths, to know about your weaknesses, so you can, process or change yourself as water, as whatever is happening around you. So it's very important to know. Even I trust you if you say that I'm not lost, I don't have to find myself. I agree to that. I believe that. But the thing is, don't you think that if you know better about yourself, you can do things differently and you can actually make a difference in your life and people around you? Even you know yourself, but how about a little more information about yourself? So it's never less to know about yourself. How about, you might have experienced something which is called that we are very observant about what other people are doing. Like if you're in a gathering, you would definitely notice how other people is sitting, but you will not be aware of how you're sitting. You will notice what other person is saying and you will try to find some hidden meanings, but you will not realize that if you're laughing at some person, what is your intention at the back of your mind for making fun of that person? This is one of the biggest problem that we have, that we think we know it all, right? And the next person doesn't know anything. Or we pay too much unnecessary attention to other people and trying to find out agendas which is even not on their mind. So it's a good idea to observe your movement, observe your thought process, observe your intention, what is going at the back of your mind, how do you process information. Is there, when you're laughing at someone, what is your point of view on that? Why would you make fun of somebody? Because in South Asian community, it's a very in thing to just, to say anything to anybody and go like, oh, I was joking. Well, that joke is coming from somewhere with some intention. So it is a good idea to be aware of what you are doing, your action, your mindset, and how your conscious is processing things. Okay, so here I'll take a short break and we'll be back in 30 seconds. Welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. I will just quickly going to have a look at the comments. Okay. Log kya kahenge? Yes, this is also an issue. Log kya kahenge? You know, there are many things we are unable to do because log kya kahenge. And it's not coming from anywhere else. It's our family. Trust me, it's our own family who is telling us that log kya kahenge. Well, they will say whatever they want to say and they will keep on saying it. So you have to choose that, you know, what is your energy is calling for? What do you want to do? So eventually at the end of the day, Sajid, I can go on this log kya kahenge thing for hours, you know, because this is such a pain for everybody, in fact. Okay. Anyways, let's leave this log kya kahenge for some other time because yeah, we have log saying a lot of stuff around us. Anyways, okay. So we are going ahead and I will going to tell you few things to recharge yourself, which is actually I've created a foundation. I've created a good awareness of how you should know yourself and why is it important. Now going forward, you will going to see that, you know, what are the things you can do to recharge yourself. What is happening here is that we are tired. Everybody's tired, you know, because our life itself is so stressful. Otherwise, because of business and work and obviously people around us, one research said that 90% of our stress is because of the people around us. Can you imagine? So I don't encourage to live without people. I definitely encourage to stay with people because somehow or the other, they give us challenges and they make us a better person. What you can do is learn some techniques so you are better off in dealing with them. Number one thing which you have to start to recharge yourself is be kind to your body. There was a friend of mine, she's from India, and I used to love the way she used to say that, you know, my body is my temple. I am not going in that discussion of what is right and what is wrong. What I'm trying to tell is that your body is very important and it is the place, you know, your body and your mind is a place where you actually live. So be kind to your body. What does it mean? That kindly be aware of all the signs and signals that your body gives you. If there is an ache and pain, sometimes an emotion, it's called emotion code, this science what I'm about to tell you. Sometimes an emotion can go and can stuck in some part of the body. So it creates any pain. So it is very important for us to be very aware of all the aches and pains that we have. Again, South Asian context, we tend to ignore our pains and we are like, oh, it's okay, you know, it's not a big deal, it's fine. And we keep on pushing ourselves, especially females. Poor soul, they will be working all day at home. Whatever ache and pain is going on, they will be just ignoring it because they are taking care of the family or the household in a bigger picture. So kindly be kind to your body. Get the signals, listen to the signals. If your body is saying that I'm tired, please give your body all the attention it needs. Exercise is a very good idea. What you eat is very important. Yet again, I'm going to this cultural context because I know that people don't take care of their food a lot. Eating greens is a good idea, okay? And if you find it difficult to keep a balanced diet, it's perfectly okay, because few years back, I was also struggling with the same thing that, you know, eating mindfully was a challenge for me because I'm a big foodie and I enjoy food like anything. But what I did was, instead of telling my mind that, Sadaf, don't eat this because this will happen, I used to tell my mind, if you want to eat, you can eat, but you know what will happen afterward. Is there a chance that you will feel bad about yourself because you have eaten so much? So just talk to your mind differently. I know, again, from a South Asian context, our food is like extremely cooked and full of oil and we love carbs and red and everything. Just be mindful of what you're eating. I'm not kidding. Good food as in greens and grill actually give us a lot of power. So instead of eating a lot of oily food all the time, fry food all the time, one way to recharge yourself is to be mindful of what you're eating. Add greens to your diet. Have a balanced approach. You don't have to starve. Honestly, I'm not asking you to eat just greens all the time. Just be mindful of what you're eating and try to control the portion. You can cut down on sugars. I know we are not used to it. It's not our lifestyle. But if you talk to your mind like a boss and tell your mind the picture which is not bothering you inside a lot, trust me, you will get the results. Like I just told you like I just told you an example of how I played with my mind. Now, of course, I enjoy the food, but my portions are controlled, and I make sure to take greens every day. Okay. Next, practice good mental health. I know this is not part of our culture. I know this is not part of our education. But I cannot emphasize any less that how many researches have been done on this area where you need to take care of your mental health. There are few myths which I will going to talk to you about, and these are actually myths, and you have to understand that these are not the true reality, right? What does it mean to practice good mental health? Number one myth is that you are only going for a therapy or you are only going for a treatment when you are sick. Please, that's not the case. If you feel that good mental health is important, you can seek help for this. It's not that you are going to a worst case and then you are picking yourself up. The thing is that you are taking care of yourself before any point reaches where you can act in a difficult way, right? So the myth about mental health that you only go to a therapist when you have doctor is just a myth. You can go and you can check yourself, and if you are not sure about what's happening in your mind, maybe that's a good idea to go and visit. Look, it's like any other pain, any other illness. In fact, we hurt ourselves, for example, fracture or any scar, we see it. But mental health issues, good or bad, anything, they are not obvious. So we need to take care of these issues more passionately than anything else. One quick tip which I can give you to practice good mental health is that instead of why, ask what. Whatever situation you faced, instead of asking why is this happening to me, ask yourself, what is it teaching me? What I can do to change it? What is in my control that I can practice and get the results I want? So why in such problems areas is not a good question. Don't ask why is this happening to me? Why am I the one? Why am I not getting a job, for example? Why don't I have ABCD things in the family which other people have? So why is not a good question to ask your mind. Instead, ask what. What can I do about the situation? What I can do to make things better for myself, okay? Now, going ahead with it, number 3 point is, number 1 is that you be kind to your body. Number 2 is that practice good mental health. And number 3 would be cultivate supporters. You need supporters, whatever you do, okay? You can never have a one-man show running without any followers, audience, or people who can appreciate you. Now, you can ask that, but people don't like me or I don't like them. You're proving your point right there. If you want people to like you, you should send a message first that you like them. Right? If you are the only person always right, always correct in the room, I'm not sure that how other people see you. You know, self-awareness, that when you know about yourself, how do you see yourself and how other people see you. So this is a very tricky thing, that you need to cultivate supporters where you need people who respect you and people who trust you actually. And this can only come if you give them the same. If you give them respect, they will give you respect. If you trust them, they will also trust you. Listen, it's It's kind of draining, I know, and people most of the time just try to save themselves from any point where things can go into a bully behavior or where things can go against them. So mostly people are only saving themselves. So they have this protection shield where, you know, they just try to backfire or anything so things don't come on them. This is again a very big topic of how we can deal these people, but just be mindful that you need supporters. Cultivate supporters. Whatever you're doing, you have to be kind, you have to be mindful, and you have to be aware. You have to be knowledgeable in what you're doing. That's the only way that you can go ahead with people supporting you. Okay. Next point. There are a few comments coming in. People are selfish. Manzar is saying yes, they are. And I have a very good solution for this, that's the last point, because that point will change your life. I'm not sharing it right now, but I'll share the point in the end. Okay. Limit complaining. Next point. Limit complaining. Be grateful. Stop blaming other people. Stop talking about your past all the time. Your glorious past, I'm sure everybody must have done some good and or bad in their past. You know, stop glorifying whatever you have done. Talk about how you can make difference in the future and what you're doing now. And having said that, stop blaming on whatever you didn't get support for. If things didn't work out in the past the way you wanted, drop it. There is no point of taking this bag with you because it won't help anybody. It's not helping you, it's not helping your people, it's not helping anybody. So stop complaining. Just drop all the blame, whatever you want to transfer to yourself, to other people, drop it. It's not helping anybody. This is the only way where you can how you can recharge yourself. If you're carrying everybody's burden around you, like I said in the beginning, you're not going anywhere. It's a heavy journey. You are going on like a 1 hour trip with 5 bags at a time. So stop complaining, be grateful. I know that in our part of the world, it's very casually and very honorably said that, you know, when you are in a bad situation, look at the people who are under you and be thankful. So yes, it works, but be thankful for the basics in life that you have. If you are able to see this live, it means you have internet, you have technology, you have shelter on your head, you have food on your table. So just small things, you know, a little goes long way. So just be grateful for the small things, for every small thing that you have. Yes, these small things, when you appreciate these small things, then big things might come your way. But if you're already giving that energy out there that no, I don't have anything, then the nature might make sure that you don't have anything. So practice gratitude like anything. Okay, rest your mind. You know, our mind is a machine where we are just going all the time. Our mind is thinking about so many things. You need to rest your mind. I know it's not easy. Okay, for men, I think it's relatively easier. That's what I've seen, that they can calm down their mind, or they have this nothing box, you know, it does wonder. Women, they don't have nothing box, so they have to make an extra effort to rest their mind. The perfect way to rest your mind is just focus on your breathing. Focus on your breathing. Your inhale and exhale only for a few minutes is also enough. Your mind will take you to places while you're focusing on your breathing, but be mindful that it's perfectly okay. Whenever you can, come back. So start small. So if it's a gentleman who also feel that you don't have a nothing box and it's and your mind is always processing some information, you can do the same. Just focus on your breathing. Okay. Next point is that give something to somebody. It can be of any service or any charity or anything. This will also recharge you. By being able to help somebody, obviously not at the stake of your health or not at the stake of your environment, but whatever is doable for you, Do it because it will re-energize yourself. Okay. Now, second last point, find time for pleasure. Now, this point is different for everybody. Find time for pleasure. How would I know that what pleases me? The only way to know is that you try different things out, Now, I know music helps me relax. I know a quiet walk helps me relax. I know talking to a good friend helps me relax. My family, when I hug my kids, a good food. So this is what I know, but this didn't come with a manual when I came into this world. That said, okay, these are the things that you will find pleasure in. I had to experiment with a lot of things to find out my way. Okay, so pleasure is different for everybody. So what type of pleasure do you enjoy, or what type of pleasure do you seek is very important. Yet again, please be mindful that if somebody is getting pleasure from some activity, it's not important that you get pleasure from the same activity, because it might not fit in your environment. So I'm linking the first point again to this point, that pleasure for you is when there is a harmony between your passion and how does it fit in your environment. Then there will be a fine fit, what we talk about pleasure. So find what you enjoy. Okay, having said so, everybody is living some child trauma. Okay, and we haven't healed. Our system, our education system, our cultural system doesn't support healing at all. It actually adds to trauma every day. So if something that you didn't like because your parent overdid it, and now you're like, no, I have seen that, my parents were doing that, I don't want to do that. It's okay, but understand, maybe they overdid it, that's why you didn't like it. Maybe there is some part of you which can enjoy that pleasure. So at least give it a chance. But make sure that you don't go beyond the point where you think your parents went, and that's the point where can start trigger any memory in your mind. Okay? For example, I know a friend, she doesn't cook. She doesn't enjoy cooking because her mother used to cook a lot. Right? So, in fact, I tell her that you are missing a creativity part, of your personality. But it is what it is. So you have to give chance, You have to give chance to experiences. But something, growing up, your parents did, which you don't approve, it's absolutely okay. But maybe you just have to limit the use of that thing. Maybe that thing might give you a pleasure. So just be open about experiences and be honest about it. Do not forget your values. Do not forget that there is an environment you have to fit in. Because if you go against it, you will be struggling inside yourself. Like I told you in the beginning, that where we are born is not our choice. So might as well follow the rules and get our ways instead of, going against everybody, going against everything, everybody, So it's a good idea to find time for pleasure. Make sure whatever you enjoy, you do it in a balanced way. And then, when you are finding time for pleasure, also try to take your loved ones with you. It can be friends, it can be family, it can be anybody that you care for and you want to take them along. Do so if that's an option for you. Because alone you can go, yes, but maybe, if you can have some motivation type of a partner, that will be very good. So, the partner with each other, they can remind you that, oh, we are exhausted. Now it's time for pleasure. So let's go and do the thing that we enjoy. So, yes, that's very important. What else? Let me have a look. Muhammad Ali Sahab is saying, okay, हर चीज का, look, Muhammad Ali Khan, I totally agree with you. Okay, I totally agree with you, what you're saying. But the thing is that it's not that easy, honestly. You know why? Because Allah Ta'ala has given us brain, and it is expected that we use our brain. Our brain can go into miracles, and it can lead to dark places as well if we don't manage it. So Islam and Quran, I totally agree to it. But we have to acknowledge that dawa and dua come together. We cannot expect that if somebody is going through any trauma, any problem, that only saying prayers will help. If that's the case, then nobody does anything. Everybody just pray all the time. You know? There has to be a balance. Harkat mein barkat, you know, Allah Ta'ala said, there are so many examples where we have to take action. So yes, Quran, Islam is a rule of law we follow. But when it comes to making a difference, dawa and dua comes together. And just saying that, you know, you say prayer and you feel relaxed, it might not work for everybody. Maybe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants something more from those people. That's why they put, you know, things in their heart to go and try more, try this, do this. We don't know, okay? So I agree to what you're saying, but people have different experiences. So we cannot, you know, put everything in one basket. So it's good to know how people process and how things change around us. Okay, Abdul Malik is saying, you can watch this live again. It will be available online, and then it will go on my YouTube also. Okay. 2 last things, and then we will be done. 2 last things. Okay. There is one thing called busy syndrome. I'm busy is something that drains us out. You know what? People can be very busy and do nothing, and people who are easy might be doing a lot actually. Listen to yourself. How do you talk to yourself? If you are just pressurizing yourself with the energy of being busy, it's exhausting. I'm busy. Just listen to it. It's very exhausting. Instead, I'm easy. It creates a relaxed energy around you. So this is what you want. Busyness is not the criteria of being successful. Mind it. You can be easy and you can still get the job done. In fact, very nicely, without stressing yourself and other people. So be mindful. If you have to recharge yourself, stop going into busy syndrome. You don't have to prove anything to anybody. Your action can tell what you are doing. Just you saying from mouth that I'm busy, without any results, is same as that you're not doing anything at all. And trust me, nobody cares how busy you are. Trust me, nobody cares. So try to make your life easy by being easy. I'm easy and I can still do my to-do list for the day today, you know. You don't have to create a horrifying energy around you. You can process and do your to-do list with a relaxed energy. And that relaxed energy is always easy, okay? So next time, whenever you're about to say in your mind that I'm busy, tell yourself, I'm easy. And see how does it work for you, okay? Now, last thing, which is, I can say, is the highlight of this session. It will clear everything in your mind, and it will give you a reboost in your energy. Last point on how to recharge yourself is expectations. We expect a lot from other people, and we actually give our wellness string to other people, or I can say we give our wellness control to other people, and we allow them to control us. If they say they are happy from us, then we are happy. I wanted them to do something and they didn't do it. Expectations, we had expectations and it broke, right? This is something, the more expectations you have from other people, there is a chance that you might drain out quickly, because listen, everybody is not working as the same battery capacity as you are. People will come and pass their toxicity or they pass their negativity to you. You only give positivity. I know it's not easy. Just let me give you a small example. I heard it on TV the other day and I absolutely loved it. I thought I will definitely share it with you. You are somebody, for example, you are a mobile phone. Just for some time, let's suppose, okay? You are running with 50% battery. There is somebody who crosses your path, you know them, a friend, family, whatever, and their battery right now is 10%. You are operating at 50% and they are running at 10%. What will you do? You will tell them, here you go, take my charger. Charge your battery, right? So emotionally and expectation wise, imagine that you are running at 50% and a person with 10% battery comes to you. You are asking something from that person. That person with 10% battery doesn't have capacity to fulfill your expectation or to respond in a way that the way you want, right? So imagine a person with 10% battery, you will only going to give your charger that, go my friend, charge this phone, which is you in fact, and then let's talk. So you need to take care that everybody is running on a different charge level. So whoever is bad to you is definitely a person who is running at a battery which is very, very less than you. If you have a full battery charge, you are the boss, and then you will never give energy, negative energy to anyone. If somebody is bad to you, trust me, you will be kind to them just by thinking that that person is not working on the battery that aligns your battery, okay? So expectation is kind of, I know we do end up having expectations, but it's a good idea to have a balance because people don't fulfill all the expectations that we have. So for me, if you can live without any expectations, that's the ideal scenario. But if you have to have expectations from somebody, just make sure that it doesn't damages you as such, right? So just you can tell yourself, I don't need anything from anybody, okay? But yes, I can give something to somebody. So just how you talk to yourself makes all the difference, right? So these are the things that I wanted to share. Okay, Abdul Malik is saying right. Thank you so much. Muhammad Rehan is saying yes, of course, Rehan. As a Muslim, we do. We do. But actions are also important. Believe and action, right? If you sit at home doing nothing, only the belief won't help you. Trust me, brother, okay? So actions are equally important. You have to pray, you have to believe, and you have to take actions, right? So have complete knowledge of how this process goes. Okay, excellent. Yeah, Manzar, where you said nowadays people are selfish, this is the point where I wanted to tell you. Maybe they are working on a battery which is only 10%, only 5%, and they haven't charged themselves for so long. So what else do we expect? Obviously, they will turn into a selfish person, you know. So just make sure that you recharge your energy, you recharge yourself. For that, you need to have a good self-awareness. You need to make sure that you know yourself, and it doesn't happen overnight. Either you have been doing it for long, it's good. But if you are starting now, it will take time. You might make few mistakes. That's also absolutely okay. Just try to find your true calling, where the things, eventually can start working in your favor. Okay, Fasih Haider is saying that, can you repeat the points quickly? I, in fact, cannot, but this live is available, and then There might be a small video in Urdu which I will make and I will upload it on the YouTube. Thank you, Rehan. Thank you for getting my point. So yeah, any other question before we sign off? We are done and it took like 1 hour. Any questions before we call it off here? Any questions? Okay, cool. Doesn't seem like we have any questions, which is absolutely fantastic. So, everybody out there, how to recharge yourself? Now you know, self-awareness is the key. Do small things. I've told you 6-7 things today. Make sure that you do at least some of them to get where you want to be. You take care of your body. You take care of your mind. Don't ask why this happened to me. Ask what you can do about it. Cultivate supporters. Limit complaining. Be grateful. Give something to other people. And rest your brain. That is very important. Find time for pleasure. What makes you happy? What do you enjoy? It's different for you than your group or your fellows or your friends or your family. Find your own calling. Don't go overboard with it. Whatever you are doing, you have to make sure that it fits your environment. This is the catch which you have to, you have to live with it, that whatever you do, it fits your environment. And trust me, your environment, whatever it is, it's not that bad. There was a book I read and it says such a nice thing. It's not outside affecting us, it's inside affecting outside. So you have to be, you have to work on your inside to make a difference on outside. Expectations from other people is not a good idea because it hurts and then it takes away your energy. So to recharge yourself, try to be self-sufficient emotionally and try to give to other people instead of taking from themselves. Stay away from energy vampires and don't fall for busy syndrome. Tell yourself that I'm easy, okay? Because when you tell yourself that I am busy, it creates kind of a negative energy, a burdening energy around you. So these are the things how you can recharge yourself. Thank you very much, everybody. Wherever you are, stay safe, take care of yourselves, take care of your loved ones, and next week I will see you with a new topic.